Falling or floating. Floating's relational to the ground or the horizon. While falling, people may sense themselves in becoming things, things sense themselves becoming people. This disorientation from the loss of the stable horizon leads to a shattered perspective. When the screen is tilted or when aspect ratios differ, when the screen bends under your touch and the liquid crystals distort, the stable horizon and linear perspectives are fragmented. The ship alters the sea, or rather makes the sea navigable at all. One medium reveals another, and without the ship there would be no ocean. With the invention of aviation, the exploration of outer space, and submarine warfare, perception is reorganized. Multiple perspective has multiple frames, multiple fragments of perception. Montage becomes a perfect device for destabilizing the observer's perspective and breaking down linear time. The conspiracy began when I first started researching why motifs of fluidity were appearing in post-internet art, namely from 2011 onwards. When it was first appearing online, vaporwave imagery seemed just that, imagery circulated through Tumblr. I didn't realise it had leaked offline, or what the significance of liquid and grid imagery was, or what it was symptomatic of. It slowly became more apparent. Even the language I was using to describe the internet became slippery. Data ports, surfing, Amazon, the cloud, streaming, data pool. In Google headquarters there are statues and busts of sailors and oceanographers, even fictional sailors, characters in TV shows. It felt like there was something unravelling. It felt like there were too many coincidences for it to be accidental. There are a few reasons why water is used as a reference to the internet. We can look at how a television screen is made up of liquid crystals, literally liquid crystal displays. But further than that, the advertisements for these television screens are nearly always focused on imagery of the sky or the ocean, or different stages of water. Even now, I'm writing the script on a laptop with the preset Mac High Sierra desktop background of a lake and icy mountains in the distance. And I guess you could argue that these adverts are just showing how many colours the screen can display. But then why wouldn't you use images of forests or flowers, the deep Amazon rainforest? There's something sublime about using imagery of icy mountaintops, clear blue skies and fish moving through deep blue oceans, and it's a recurring theme. Using the ocean as a representation of how omniscient, omnipresent and omnipotent a product is. Perhaps water is used as a representation of the internet because of the difficulty in representing water. It's the hardest thing to animate, to render. Water doesn't repeat itself and it's not predictable. Perhaps that's why it's so seductive. It's unrepresentable, intangible. Back to vaporwave. Emacs, 90s anime, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, grids, liquid graphics, looping GIFs. Why do all these images appear in reference to the internet? Why is it that you look at a dolphin or a Fiji bottle and think, this is just about post-internet vaporwave art? Why has there been a sudden surge in media which references the past, or returns to cultural forms of the past to reimagine a future? Stranger Things, Maniac, the recent remakes and sequels to both Ghost in the Shell and Blade Runner.
Yeah, I bet he's gonna hate that story. If these episodes are still available on the internet in 10 years.
Nah, we'll all have moved on to like holographic imaging.
Yeah, we'll put Game Grumps into liquid form and you'll inject it directly into your brain every morning.
You think we'll be around that long?
What, you and me?
Yeah.
Like alive or doing Game Grumps?
Doing Game Grumps, like to the point where it becomes liquid.
Yeah.
And then we're just like,
yeah,
and
definitely.
we're like, liquid Game Grumps, and we have like big billboards in fucking New Neo Tokyo.
Even though water doesn't repeat, it does move in cycles, through evaporation, condensation, precipitation. It's only recently, in the past 50 years, that the water cycle has become broken. The limitlessness of chroma key greens and blues now turn to black, as we now look at the Baotou Lake. The Baotou Lake is a man-made lake in inner city Mongolia, made up of the waste product from mining REEs, rare earth elements used to make iPhones, laptop screens, LCD screens. It's a break in the cycle which points to a larger problem of climate chaos and our entering into the Anthropocene. This break in the cycle is the same thing as a break in hauntology. We're returning to cultural forms of the past because we can't imagine a future. Why is it that we can imagine the end of the world before we can imagine the end of capitalism? We return to the fantasy of AI because what else is there? Become a farmer, brew your own wine, tend to the crops. I'm not trying to be a Luddite. We're all doomed to repeat ourselves. If this work is on a screen, then it's critiquing its own form. If it's projected, then we can begin to talk about mirrors, the no signal colour being blue. I don't know. Who's looking towards the future, not artists? Can we try to be optimistic through new technological advances? Not when Elon Musk is the tech bro poster boy.